company such as Taylor, and one of the neat things about it is that we're really into you guys, and without you, we would not be able to, we wouldn't be able to afford these fancy shirts. And so we thank you. Everybody, anybody here already own a guitar, a Taylor guitar? A couple of you? All right, thanks. So you help get our paychecks cash. We appreciate that. But has anybody been into a roadshow before? A Taylor roadshow? A couple of you? We have had clinic programs in the past where we have a roster of really wonderful guitar players. Pat Kirkley, the late Artie Traum, Doyle Dykes. Anybody seen Doyle Dykes play before? Wonderful guitar player. And for years, what we did is we would just do that sort of an event. We would send the guitar player in, and he would play or she would play. Wendy Waldman is another one of our clinicians, and which worked for a really long time. And but it's sort of such a progressive, forward-thinking company. But that we got lots of feedback from y'all, emailing and saying, you know, this is great, but where can I go play this guitar? What's different about this body shape? Why do you use rosewood? Why do you use the ES system? And so the roadshow concept sort of evolved out of your questions. And the whole idea with this event tonight, we're not going to sit up here and dazzle you with a gazillion notes and lots of shredding or anything like that. But the reason we're here is to demo some guitars, but it's really about you. And it's to answer your questions. It's to hopefully educate you on why we do things and why this guitar sounds different than that one. And hopefully it'll answer questions for you, and it also will help you to be more educated and to find the right guitar if you already haven't found the right one for you, or if you're looking for your next one, you might be able to leave here with a little bit more information than you had when you came. And what we do at the Roadshow, we spend about the first 40 minutes or so, we're going to talk about body shapes and how they affect tone. And this is really an interesting thing because being in retail for so long, I had so many customers that would come in and they would say, I want to buy this guitar. And I'd say, why do you want to buy that one? Well, my friend told me that's what I should get. Right? So when you're a beginner at anything, you're not really sure what you want to get. So you listen to the advice of others. But the bottom line is, we all hear things differently in our head. We all have different types of technique to play the guitars. You know, have you ever had two friends over and you give one guy the guitar and he plays it, and you give it to somebody else, they play it, and it sounds completely different, right? We all have bone tone, you know, tone in our hands, right? We all make it sound different. And not only that, but we all desire and seek different kinds of sounds. And part of what we want to have happen tonight is to hopefully educate you so that you can kind of think about those types of things when you're shopping or when you're talking about your next guitar. And there's lots more to going into a guitar than, you know, the biggest, loudest guitar. That doesn't always win, right? I can remember countless times women coming into my store that were 5 foot and saying, I want a dreadnought, you know. So you'd sit them down in a dreadnought and they'd pick the dreadnought and they'd strum like this, their right arm would be up in the air. And this thing sounds great. And it's like, try this, you know. I'd put a smaller body guitar in here. Wow, what is this? You know, right arm comes down automatically, a little bit more comfortable, right? All those things come into play. And the thing about the biggest guitar, and we're all sort of guilty of this sometimes, you know, if you have an amp at home, or you know, you plug in your acoustic guitar to your amp, you turn the bass up nice and loud, you know, you turn the volume up and you hit your E chords and it's ringing, the whole thing sounds good, the windows are shaking, right? Well, if you take that exact sound that you just dial up in your living room to your band or to your worship group or wherever you're playing in an ensemble, what's the sound person going to do that? Going to take the bass and turn it down, right? Make you smaller, because what they're trying to achieve at the front of the house and the mixing console is the overall arranged band sound. So that huge, massive guitar sound that that gets you all excited at home is all you're going to. If you take that to your band, you're competing with the kick drum, the bass guitar, the left hand of the piano player, anything that's got a lot of low end. That sound person's going to dial all that stuff out. So part of what we hope to accomplish tonight is to get you thinking about sonic space and how much sonic space you take up. You know, everybody, what you want is a guitar that you just put it in the mix and wow, it sounds good right there. It's not too boomy, it's not causing a bunch of mud in the low end frequencies, right? So there are certain guitars that are more apt to deliver that kind of a sound. And that's kind of what we're going to go through tonight. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on body shapes. Then we're going to take the body shape concept a little further, and we're going to A-B the same exact body shape with different wood combinations. We're going to listen to mahogany guitars, we'll listen to rosewood back and sides guitars, maple guitars. And it's amazing how different they all sound. And it's really interesting for me to sit up here and do this, because I'll play it and then I'll play 3 guitars, and then all of a sudden somebody go, oh, like they lean forward and they're like, oh, that's the one that got me going. You know, everybody hears a little bit different. And then after that, we're going to take a little bit of a break and do what we call the petting zoo. And another reason that we like to go out and do road shows is because we get to bring all kinds of amazing guitars with us. And I know that you all like to try lots of different guitars, and you don't always have the opportunity to play, you know, 6 different guitars of the same body size with different wood combinations. So we encourage you to come up and play. That will take about a 20-minute break to do the petting zoo, and you can play any guitar up here. If you've always wanted to play a Brazilian rosewood guitar, but you've never actually seen one, there's 2 of them here tonight. Actually, there's this amazing little grand concert Brazilian guitar. There is, I'm going to go through a couple things real quick here and just to tell you what we have. We've got some fall limited. This is a beautiful Koa back and sides guitar, and we'll talk about Koa as a tone wood. Sitka top, really pretty sounding guitar. We also have a new program at Taylor Guitars, and this is a kind of a testimony of how dialed up and efficient Bob's factory is out there. John actually got a chance to come out and visit. We do a dealer training program where monthly we bring in about 18 people from actually all over the world. We have people come in from the UK, we have people come in from all over the United States. And we spend 2 days serving them really good Mexican food and margaritas and talking about Taylor guitars. And they get to hang out in the factory, they get to spend lots of time with Bob Taylor and with Chris Wellens, who runs the production at the factory. And one of the newest things that we've brought to the table is a program called Build to Order, or BTO. And we actually have examples of Build to Order guitars. The Build to Order program is pretty amazing, because it's a menu-driven program where you can actually sit down, and actually John's pretty familiar with it now since he's had the opportunity to build a few. But you can sit down and you can say, man, I love this body shape, I love this tone wood on the back and sides, I've always wondered what this top might sound like, and I love this cutaway, excuse me, this inlay I think is really neat, I like these tuners, I want this pickup system, and you can kind of go through an option and create a true custom one-off guitar. And the thing that's pretty amazing about it to me, being somebody who's been in retail a long time, I can remember calling for custom guitars for years for customers, and you get the guy on the other end of the phone and be like, hey Bob, what's up? Like, hey, yeah, he wants his name on the fingerboard. He's like, yeah, we can do that, and he'd be writing it down. Be like, yeah, rosewood, okay, yeah, a cutaway, and he'd be writing it down, and then he'd say, yeah, we can do all that, and you'd say, well, when will I see that guitar? He'd be like, we'll let you know. You know, and it's not uncommon these days, actually, more and more manufacturers are getting away from custom shop pieces because it's just too hard for them to do and it takes too much time. I can remember waiting like up to 6, 9, 12 months for custom shop guitars. But the neat thing about the BTO program is once you enter it and Larry calls Barney and he places an order, that guitar gets a ship date and it's usually within 60 days.